7 o'clock, call this meeting order. So please join me in the salute to the flag of our country. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get going, just a reminder that the call-in number for this meeting is 930-8189. Item 3 on the agenda, roll call. Show all board members are present, James. Item 4, acceptance of the minutes of our June 21st meeting. I hear a motion.
I see a couple of, one thing that needs to be clarified, bottom of the first page. You have a motion that was passed by 4-0 and another motion passed by 3-0. And I don't see any reason why there's a difference. It should be 4-0 on both of them, my understanding.
Yep, just type
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes as amended.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the minutes of June 21st meeting as amended. Any second?
I was not. That was my wife's birthday. I was not present.
Right.
Being no discussion, I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor? 4-0.
Abstained.
One abstention. Open to public.
If you have agenda,
Oh,
number 5.
yeah. Get him. Try and get out here tonight. Number 5, acceptance of agenda.
I have no executive session scheduled, so 15 and 16 can scratch.
No 11th hour?
I have no 11th hour. That, hang on, give me a second to make sure I don't.
Don't look too hard about it.
I have no 11th hour.
Okay, I have one thing I would like to mention on 11th hour.
Can I keep it? What's the thing you like to mention, Jeff? What do you want to mention on 11th hour?
That is the purchase of a, I don't know what it's called, like a personal little talkie type thing that when the people use when they're speaking.
Okay.
Megaphone?
Right, you know, with a little battery pack.
Some equipment purchase?
Right.
Do you know how much it costs?
I've been told in the neighborhood of $50 or $60.
Yeah, it's within budget. We don't need to do it
Okay.
in 11th hour. Just let me know.
All right.
So you don't know anything, John?
No.
Okay.
That'll do it.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as amended, no 9, 16, or 15.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the agenda as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Now go to public. Hey.
You're pretty quiet out there.
Yeah. Number 7, old business, police department policy additions. James, what do we have here?
Yes, I have copied those to your, attached them to your memo. The chief was looking for these 2 policy changes as recommended by the Maine Chiefs of Police and the Maine Criminal Justice Academy, neither of which existed within our current policy book. They've been vetted and they've been reviewed, and you did have a look at them in the last meeting, so this is tabled from the last meeting.
That include the Giglio questionnaire?
The Giglio questionnaire and video, use of video equipment.
I can make a motion to approve it unless there's an issue.
Have a second?
I'll second.
A motion been made and seconded to approve the additions to the police department policies. Any discussion on the motion?
I just got a question, is it any much different than what we're doing right now, or are they already using these body cameras, or is this brand new?
This is actually, we do have them, we've been using them, but we haven't had the policy to define. So, you know, if they were using them improperly or not using them when they should be using them, you know, now we have the rule behind it that says you're in violation. It could be, you know, an actionable issue.
Yeah, I didn't read anything in here to indicate that it's a difference of practice, it's just a
No.
matter of...
Yeah, that's what I read it, and that's what I wondered if we
Now
doing
it's
something
kind of
different.
official, that's what you need to be doing.
Okay.
And the Giglio questionnaire is good too.
Any other discussion before I call for a vote? All those in favor of the motion? 5-0. New business, workshop schedule, discussion and action. James, what's your thoughts there?
Yeah, you do have a couple of items that you talked about needing to workshop. It was recommended in the last meeting to talk about gateway signs, and also to talk about donations to Union Hall. I'd also like to get put on the table workshop as some brainstorming for the 175th anniversary. Maybe we could come up with some names and some ideas of what we want to do and start getting some stuff on paper. Other than that, I don't have much else. I think you mentioned the need for
Right.
for something more urgent just a few minutes ago. So.
Is there something else you want to have in a workshop?
Well, basically, this is kind of a sticky situation in a sense. I talked to Chief LaHaye this morning. I found there was a couple of instances out the park over during the fireworks.
I witnessed one of them.
And, you know, I think we have to, you know, take a look at how we're gonna handle things like this in the future as far as town activities in the park.
It was quite ugly. By the way.
Right.
Was this a fight down by the shore? Or
Uh,
something was going on?
Yeah, that apparently there was.
Okay.
I think there was 3
fights. Yeah.
So,
I saw some troopers there. I mean, some deputies there.
you know, we,
No, I think having a workshop discussion about handling 4th of July, how we're gonna handle it going forward
Right.
might be a good idea. 'Cause
Yep.
you know, I saw it yesterday, and you know, we are starting to spread ourselves a little bit now, having a group at the wharf,
Mhm.
and then you know we only have so many resources.
Right.
So you know, there's and the Mossman Park's got to be a priority. So maybe it's something something
Right.
similar is on my mind anyway. So I think maybe it's good to start talking.
There was some good, quick discussion this morning, with some good ideas come up, and I think we should all share them.
Yeah, I think so. I think that and the broader issue of
right.
how we're gonna what next year's gonna look like.
No, I spoke to Chief LaHaye this morning, he mentioned to me, I wasn't down there, but he mentioned to me, and I said, you know, we ought to discuss this and bring him in for his input as to how we'll go about it in the future.
I heard it on the radio, but as far as down towards the water, none of that stuff took place. There
No,
were
yeah,
other issues.
but now we're spread out pretty thin.
Yeah.
You know, our resources are what they are.
Yeah.
You know, but
We
these,
gotta talk.
Yeah.
We absolutely
well,
have.
you know, these activities are down there basically geared toward being family activities. We
Yes.
want to maintain it that way.
Yes, absolutely.
my problem with it was, I was rather close to it, one of them, by the way. My problem was it was done with little children right around. Somebody could
Yeah.
easily have gotten hurt.
Yeah, so.
So I think it's good to discuss
So,
that.
do you want a sooner workshop? While it's fresh on everybody's mind?
Yeah.
Well, anyone got any problem with next Tuesday night?
You mean the 12th? That's fine for me.
You're okay, Emmett?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Good.
As
Matt?
far as I know, I'm good.
James?
As far as I know,
Okay.
yes.
Why don't we schedule it next Tuesday night, 6:30?
Can I have 5 minutes about transfer station and that thing too, on the list? Just
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
6:30 here.
So make a motion for,
6:30?
Make a motion for a workshop on July 12th at 6:30 right here.
Second.
Motion made second to have a workshop, July 12th at 6:30 right here. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 5-0 again. 11th hour, no 11th hour, James?
No, no.
No, we took that off.
Any board member have anything? 11th hour? Correspondence.
3 items of correspondence, all for today. Casella Organics is notifying us that they are, that we will be experiencing an increase, a rate adjustment based on the consumer price index. We're going to go from a tipping fee for $68.67 to $69.70. That's related to wastewater and Casella Organics. The next 2 items are actually invitations. First is from PERC. They're having an open house on Saturday, July 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 at the site right there. Probably be a good thing to go take a look at. And the last is a summer barbecue being hosted by Bangor Savings Bank, and this will be taking place on Thursday, July 14th, 5 to 7 at the corporate office on Franklin Street in Bangor. That's all.
Item 11, treasurer's warrant. I have a motion.
Make a motion to approve those pending your signatures.
Second.
One made a second to approve them on signature. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 5-0. James, your report.
And Public Works was a very busy and complicated month. Bob was out for a couple of weeks at the end of the month after hurting his back. Fortunately, it appears to have only been a minor muscle pull and he's back to work today. Being short-handed at this time of year is very difficult. We had many projects underway at the same time while Bob was out. Somehow we managed to get them all done. We replaced the underdrain at the upper end of Prospect Street. We ground the pavement on Monroe Road, Black Road South, and parts of Prospect Street and Mortland Road. We also did some heavy ditching work on Savory Road. Since we are using Adam as a truck driver right now, we did hire 2 part-time cemetery workers to mow and trim. Unfortunately, we did fall behind in cemetery maintenance, and today we are all caught up with the mowing. We also hired Larry McKinney to work at the transfer station. In wastewater, the plant's pumps problems, let's say that 3 times, are resolved for the time being. We did have a cement contractor repair the pump station at the end of Mount Ephraim Road. The outer layer of cement on this station has been deteriorating for years. Howard and Dan are both doing well. The staff at Carver Memorial Library are doing well. I have no news to report on operations. We still plan to repair the back steps and replace the retaining wall behind the library, but with Bob out, we could not get to it. We hope to have some time to deal with it soon. I also got a report today that they're still continue to have phone problems. I hope to be able to deal with that when I'm back. The ambulance responded to 52 calls for service in June. The crews did 3 interfacility transfers. Both ambulances are running good. Adrian and Logan are still working extra to cover summer vacations for the crew. Adrian is working with Maine EMS to try to host an EMT course later this year. We hope that we will be able to recruit some new members as a result. The fire chief was not available to provide information this week. He was out. We will include his statistics in the monthly report. The fire department is preparing for their annual car show that will be held this weekend. In code enforcement, Randy and I have met with a couple of people last month who were looking for suitable locations to start businesses. He is now following up with building permits and doing inspections. His efforts to clean up abandoned buildings is starting to see some success. The Searsport Police Department responded to 198 calls for service during the month of June. The chief attended the Summer Chiefs of Police Conference. The department is working on preparations for the 4th of July celebrations. All vehicles are up to date and service is completed. In recreation, Kerry is organizing the 4th of July parade and ceremonies. It is coming together well. The election ran very smoothly, and Patsy Wood worked her last day this past week. She is retired. We wish her all the best. And committees, the Comprehensive Plan Committee held the public outreach session at Curtis Hall in June. It was not well attended. They feel they have probably received enough information from the public to move forward between the various forms, surveys and whatnot. And that's all I have.
We did get some good feedback on those surveys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could work with that.
But at the last meeting at the Curtis Hall, we discussed why people didn't come. Some people, a lot of people did surveys. Best survey I remember.
I agree.
But one reason is sometimes you do things too good. People are staying home watching on TV. That's a big reason.
Yeah.
And why go out if you don't have to?
Yeah.
And if you've done the survey, as many people
No
mentioned
voices,
today, no point. So we can move forward now, I believe.
I think so. I think at this point, I think the only way to get a ton of people out is if one of us on the committee says something really
Right.
rude or
Give
or
fireworks.
controversial or something to bring people out. I think people are generally watching.
We could have fireworks night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I think people are watching and seeing what's going on and they're keeping an eye on it. But
Or propose a propane tank or something. Get a few out.
I think once we start getting some specific things, that might get a few people out here and there.
Yeah.
I agree with the committee on that. Make a motion that we accept the town manager report.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, accept town manager report. Any discussion on the motion? Here now, I'll call a vote. All those in favor? 5-0 again. Selectmen's report. Aaron, do you have anything?
No, I do not. Had a great time yesterday with my family.
I don't have anything except other than a few problems they had, I think the fireworks show was very great and we did a good job down there.
Doug?
I just want to say that for all the people that were here, there was no traffic problem. I'm just amazed by that.
That was smooth.
People had a lot of parties, like everybody on my street had a party, everybody got in and out on time. It's amazing compared to years ago when some people didn't want to come in town. And I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody appreciates that.
Yeah, I think the roads were closed at just the right time.
Yeah,
Not
like
too
15
early.
minutes prior
Yeah.
to.
I know my family was concerned about how early they're gonna close but I think they didn't jump the gun and close too soon because it takes, a lot of people don't show up until like
Right.
dusk, so I think waiting to the right moment was good.
I think parade though was like 15 minutes prior to.
Yeah, right, that's what,
Yeah.
right, that too, the parade and the fireworks.
Yeah.
Did the detour go smoothly during the parade?
As far as I know.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
I talked to Dick, yeah, it went good. Yeah.
Yeah, traffic seemed to resume.
I think we would have heard about it.
Yeah.
He's gonna tweak the time just a little bit next year, but he was satisfied with what went on. And,
Yeah, traffic seemed to resume pretty normal within, 15 minutes?
Yeah, I thought it went amazingly well.
That's a good sign.
Amazing.
Dick, you anything?
I'll start with the traffic for the fireworks. Because of the extra activity involving the police, they had to give up their positions on some traffic assignments and take care of the problems. And the intersections were left to operate on their own, and they worked great, just out of courtesy, by one driver being courtesy to the other, courteous to the other. They worked it out nice and smooth. I have no fear if Dick comes up short and he says, I can't get anybody to pull up. Don't worry about Norris Street, don't worry about Steamboat Avenue. They worked it great themselves. And you experienced the same thing. I got up from fireworks and got up to my house or up to the corner of Steamboat as quick as I could because I like to watch the massive traffic jam. I had an interest for 31 years in traffic jams and I really like to watch them. And they were doing everything a traffic jam should do, and just time, it worked itself out, time and courtesy. Just as good as a police officer would do if he would have said, you go this way, you go that way, and then, no, but I want to go this. You get into an argument where you can't argue with anybody if they're not there. They just worked it out great. On the rest of the thing, I spoke to Steve Morrison, he's the head of the fireworks facility. Spoke to him today. I was upset with a couple of things that happened. Number one, when the fireworks arrived, I spoke to the guy in charge of firing them off. And in the discussion, I mentioned 6-inch shell, and he looked at me and his eyes got big, and I said, what's the problem? He says, I only have a 5-inch shell. So, what do? You're sitting on a wharf with a truckload of 5-inch, and what are you gonna do? So I got to Steve Morrison today, and I said, why 5-inch? He says, Fire Marshal pulled it from a 6 down to a 5, and he said, he did it yesterday. I said, you know, if there was some communications between you and the town, we could have dropped that barriers back another 70 feet. And it would have made a big difference down at the wharf. And he was a little upset over that, but he couldn't argue that point. That was fine there, we resolved that. I felt sorry that I talked the blacksmith shop into bringing his smoker down there, figuring there was going to be a bunch of people, but the way things went, we did not get the crowd down on the wharf. And the best visibility was down on the wharf, not Marsman Park. Everything I've heard about Marsman Park was the visibility was lousy because there were trees there. They had to duck above or below and all of that stuff. My feeling is that I don't think, and I hope this board remembers that I don't think we ever want to tangle with the idea of putting fireworks on the wharf again and expect the people of Marsman Park to enjoy it. The only way they could possibly enjoy it is to take a chainsaw, and I don't think I'd want to operate that chainsaw or be the person saying, go ahead and cut them trees down. It's just not gonna work.
I wasn't gonna say anything, because I didn't want to be negative, because it was quite a show anyway.
Yeah.
But I was at the park, and it couldn't see anything low.
That's
You
right.
only could see the big ones.
Did they not shoot them as high as normal, or?
I don't know.
Marsman Park
seems
is
like
they're away.
it's a lot higher than,
Yeah.
They were higher, they just,
It's a tough job.
Because it
And-
seemed like they weren't as high, and
Dick, I want to thank you for saying something. This is what I was going to bring up at the workshop. So I was,
yes, thank you, I didn't want to say anything
I
either.
think we should discuss all that at the workshop.
Yeah.
And those trees aren't
It
gonna
was a
go away.
great show
they
for what it
keep
was. I
getting
just,
bigger.
Well, you can't cut them because they're within shoreline zoning anyway.
and I think it was a good experiment, but I think ultimately,
It was an experiment, I agree with you. I think the results are in.
yeah, I'm glad you brought it
I
up.
haven't heard anything positive.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the curmudgeon.
I've
I'll let you
been
be
watching
question.
Facebook posts, and there's more folks that were not pleased with them, but there were a lot of very positive.
It was a great show
It
for
was a
what
great
it
show,
was.
I-
It just wasn't
so would they have been higher with a 6-inch shell?
Yes.
a little bit, but I don't think it made the world of difference.
The cakes that they put up were about the same height as what normally goes into Marsman Park, but setting farther away on the pier, out where they were fired from, they look lower.
Okay, because they seem so much
Yeah,
lower.
the best.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If you shoot them in Mossman Park, you're already higher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're right up close. Now, if we would've known that they dropped to a 5-inch shell, we could've let the people down at the wharf get closer, get to the entrance of the wharf where you start to walk.
But
along.
when you, one of the things you said, because I've been really thinking about this, is the best visibility was at the wharf,
Yes, it was.
which it shouldn't be. The best visibility should be at Wells and Parks, and that's my point. That's where everything.
There-
And we did not allow any vehicles into that parking lot. That decision was made not to let any vehicles in there, just people. And there was no parking on the, they were coming down like horseshoe, going around across the street and up Norris, and there was a lot of cars that could have parked, but they weren't parked.
I think it's worth.
I
worth a
think there's
discussion.
another issue that bothered me. I had some people and we didn't go to the park together. Some of them went on the shore with no lighting. I think that's a dangerous
It does draw
proposition.
people down to the shore because that's a good
Yeah,
spot.
but you couldn't see.
Right, because you can see the water up there.
I think that should be avoided.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Someone could get really
I couldn't
hurt.
believe how many hundreds and hundreds of people, because we were sitting right above those steps, and I couldn't believe how many hundreds of people went down there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's,
and then it brings up the spreading our resources a bit. If there's an
Right.
incident, then we're all over the place.
Yeah.
and
So I think
and
it's-
someone could easily get hurt.
I think we should discuss that at the work.
Slide wrong.
Fireworks people were they really liked the location on the walk,
I'm sure they did.
but the visibility, it was not worth it. I don't ever want to go back there.
No, especially if we're spending more money on it too.
Now, did we pay for 6 inch?
We paid for a 6 inch, and he said he spread out, when the fire marshal shut it down at 6 inch, that he added more to the 5 inch.
So we paid for 6 inch and got 5 inch?
Yep.
We paid for like a certain amount of 6 inch, it sounds like, and we
And
got a little bit more of the 5 inch, so we got our money's worth.
Yeah.
ultimately.
Okay, so we did get money, okay.
I questioned, where,
Sure.
give us the credit, and he says, this is what happened. And,
He bought more.
he had 41 trucks on the road. He says, I've been up since 5:30 yesterday morning. I just spoke to him a couple hours ago. But he says he will remember us last year, what went on this year, and he says he'll take care of us there too.
Was it the fire marshal that waited till to the day of to do this?
That's what he said.
Okay,
It's
now
not
this
uncommon.
the same outfit that's gonna do it for us next
Yes,
month?
Same outfit. You're gonna do it in Marsman Park, right?
Right.
Way to go.
Next month for the maritime thing, right?
Right.
So it's a good discussion.
It'll be the 4-inch shells in Marsman Park.
Yeah.
I think what looks so great about that, because we're known for great fireworks. Everywhere you go, people that come to Searsport say you got the best. But we're close, we're 210 feet away from it, and when they go up, they look like they're
Yeah,
actually going higher.
that's what
than
makes
they
them so
are.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like looking at them way out on
Right.
the wharf.
No,
The lesson was learned there, and,
if they're far away, you might as well be watching on TV. I mean,
Right.
right. There's a lot of pluses to be learned on this, and we've got to take advantage of them so we don't repeat ourselves.
so it's good discussion, Hannah. Thank you for bringing it up.
Anything else, Nick?
Nope, that's it.
I just have one thing, and that is the Heritage Days is coming along great. We met again last Friday. The schedule is being made up, the times and everything on it, so I think we're pretty well on our way to having a great weekend then, as well. And fireworks will be at Marsman Park. No calls, James?
I'll make a motion to adjourn then.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.